am not a lesbian. I've actually been married 28 years. And if anything will make you want to be a lesbian, that's it. I've been doing comedy about a year now, and when I first started doing comedy, like the first time I went on stage, I was like, I don't want to do it in front of anybody I know or anybody who came to see me. So I went up to New Jersey, 1,000 miles away, and, I bombed there, of course. It was my first time. A year in, I've come to realize that it didn't really fucking matter, because when I go on stage here, none of y'all came because you knew I was going to be here, right? Yeah, no. So, could have saved the gas. Hotel. Yeah, I'm thousands down in this comedy thing. Who here has cats? Right? Who has more than one or two cats? Well, I have 4 cats. Well, I should say my husband has 4 cats. I hate cats. But they do come in handy here and there, right? The other day, I was walking into my bathroom, and I saw 3 of my cats staring at something in the shower. And if one cat stares at something on the wall, you're like, stupid ass cat, fuck cats. But if 3 cats are staring at the same spot, there is something there. So I walk in and I look, and now I'm from New Jersey, okay? I've lived here 20 years. I thought I've seen the shit I've seen, right? Like big ass spiders and shit, but no. Here is this big ass spider, and it looks like it's carrying a Mentos, like one of those round white mints. And I'm like, never seen that. And then I did what most people would do. Oh, you see a spider? I went and got a cup. And I went over, and I went to get the spider, and that fucking spider dropped the Mentos, and thousands of baby spiders came out of it. All over the shower. They're crawling everywhere. I'm like, fuck. The cats are like, Buffy! I'm like, I don't know, get out of here. I throw the cats out of the bathroom, slam the door. Now there's spiders everywhere. I run out of the bathroom, go to the kitchen, grab bug spray, sprayed everything. You know those bath poofs, right? I don't know if you can use them after them being sprayed with bug spray or not, but I'm cheap and I've washed it, right? I don't know. Maybe that's the reason for the rash. But we'll get back to that. So I spray the shit, close the bathroom door, and I made a sign with a spider and a line through it, put it on the bathroom door. My husband came home, he's like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, don't go in there. There's spiders. I think they're still alive, at least a couple. And he's like, well, what's the sign for? I'm like, so the cats know not to go in there. The power went out the other day at my house. And 5 minutes later, I get a text. We noticed the power is out at your address. Like, yeah, I've noticed too. It's pretty fucking dark in here. But don't worry, it's a scheduled outage for maintenance. And your power will be restored soon. Like, that's not helpful. If you know that you're going to turn my shit off, and this is a scheduled outage, let me know 20 minutes before you turn the power off, so I can get important shit done. Like, finishing my PS4 game. I was in the middle of beating down a hoe on GTA 4. That bitch, I'm not going to find her again. That's an NPC. She's leaving. Getting in one last session with my personal massager. Come on, ladies. You know when you hit my age, that battery shit don't work. 2 speeds? I need 10 speeds. Plug that shit in. This has had about 5 speeds now, but it still wants another 5. Speaking of vaginas, a couple of weeks ago, I got this guy, Michael, from the Michael and Jeremy Steele podcast, calling me up, and he's like, hey, we're looking for a female comedian to be on our podcast. I'm like, okay. They're like, well, but I have a couple of questions first. I'm like, okay. He's like, this is kind of a sensitive question, but how old are you? I'm like, I'm 47. He's like, well, the podcast is about vaginas. Are you going to be comfortable with that? I'm like, I've got one. I'm experienced with the tool. He's like, well, we'll call you back. I'm assuming he went and found some 20-year-old vagina to be on his little show. 2 weeks later, 15 minutes before his little fucking podcast, he calls me up. Hey, the other girl we got, she backed out. So will you be on our podcast? I'm like, yes, I will. But just let this be a lesson to you. That's why you go with the 47-year-old vagina. We are reliable and there for you when you need us. Mainly because nobody else is using it. But that's besides the point. We are there. So I went on their little podcast. And of course, because it was two dudes, they were like, gross. And they're like, so what kind of things have you put up there? I'm like, other than dicks? Like, they're like, well, you know, my girlfriend, she wanted to do an ice cube. I'm like, yeah, I've done an ice cube. I'm not, like, born in the 40s. But I have to say, you need to stop at ice cube. Because no matter what you might think, or of how good of an idea it is, how great shape-wise it will be, rocket pop, no. Okay, rocket pop, no. There is not an amount of water, soap, Massengill shit that will get that out of your vagina yourself. You have to go see a doctor. And when he lifts that sheet and sees red, white, and blue down there, his response isn't, oh, no, it's how patriotic. Yeah. So, I mean, I say this for you younger ones like you who might be thinking, let's spice things up. No. Rocket pop, no. Also speaking, oh, my mom, right? This podcast got released. He didn't tell me yet we have like 100,000 listeners that heard about your vagina. It gets released. My mom hears it. She's like, you know, I heard your little podcast. I don't mind you talking about your vagina. Did you really have to get that deep into it? And because of that line, also speaking about vaginas, my mom had to have a little procedure done recently. And my sister, she's a physician's assistant, and she usually goes with her because she knows the right fucking questions to ask. She had to work. Lucky mom. I had my own questions as a very concerned daughter about this hysterectomy. The first being, will my mom be less bitchy after I have her spayed? Because I've heard that's, you know, one of the things. Turns out, no. Works for puppies, not for moms. My second question was, will she stop attracting men from miles around to come and sniff her vagina now that I'm having her spayed? And most importantly, will she finally stop licking herself? Because it gets harder on me every time I have to hit the button on that freaking collar. You know, I see a therapist because I have a lot of anger issues, right? Like, because a lot of fucked up shit happens, right? I'm getting ready, right? I wasn't planning on telling you about this, but I'm going to because I feel like we have a connection. As I was getting ready tonight, I sprayed myself full on in the face with spray-on deodorant because the, nozzle was in the wrong direction. I mean, there's women out here putting on fake eyelashes, extensions in their fucking hair, and I can't get ready without a face full of deodorant. Okay? And I'm almost 50. I'm not thinking that changes after 50. That I just suddenly become one of those women. But because of this anger issue, I see a therapist. And one of the things I'm angry about are fucking sayings that, other people are like, why would you even be pissed? I'm going to tell you why I'm pissed. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. What the fuck is up with that? Chicken is one of the cheapest meats out there. You've all had chicken tonight. Do you feel like you've won? Who here feels like a winner? Yes, it was free chicken, but it was still fucking chicken. Right? If I'm gonna like win a prize of food, give me something I want, like lobster with that yummy buttery sauce, filet mignon, a baby panda, something I haven't tried. You seemed a little upset with the panda. Pick an animal that's less cute. I mean, how do we decide, right? Cow, ugly ass cow. They trust us, right? Though you bring that cow food every day, he's like, I love you. You bring me food. He has no idea that tomorrow you're gonna go out there with a gun, shoot him right in the head. Like they say dogs are man's best friend, cows are man's best friend. Because they've seen their cow friends get shot and still walk up to the farmer when he brings the food. No dog's seen their friends killed. I'm just saying. I'm going to leave you guys with a couple of pieces of advice. Number 1, don't fuck with spiders carrying Mentos. Number 2, rocket pop? No. And number 3, don't forget to get your parents neutered or spayed. Also, if you liked my rocket pop joke, I have brand new little stickers, and they're just a donation, whatever you want to give me. So if you want to like be in on this inside joke, nobody will know what the fuck it means, right? People will be like, what does rocket pop no mean? You tell them, that's between me and the bitch that put one up there. I'm Clarice Kentwood.